Okay, good evening everyone, welcome back to FTRL. I'm Blue Flag and this is Division 1, Round 6 from the Autodromo di Monza in Northern Italy. I'm joined tonight by Pagani, the ever-present co-commentator. Evening.
Afternoon.
Bought your umbrella?
I was going to say, I'm pleased it's Div1 and not Div2. I don't like to look at that weather.
Well, it's only qualifying.
It is, but if that race is dry, running a dry setup where conditions around here is not nice with very little wind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this session.
But hopefully, like Div1 guys have all the rain and we get a dry session tomorrow. Got City Posh already in the chat. Morning, looks like a dry session.
What stream's he watching?
Donzo, evening gents, and Aaron's in Tis wet. What? The session's wet or you're wet? Aaron, hi everyone, I'm happy. Does that mean you got your wheel working?
Dowry's been watching a compilation of switchbacks.
You wouldn't be able to type all the blood would have rushed one part of his anatomy. For Andy's not liking his chances, I'm here to pump up the grid. So, not as confident as what I am usually, so you'd be fine, Andy.
Right, now from a stream perspective, I'm quite looking forward to this round. We had a season off from Italy last season, so we were last here at the end of season 7, and I've just watched most of it back this evening, and yeah, it was a very close, very hard fought race. So hoping for more of the same this evening.
We are indeed. I'm looking at the clouds and it doesn't look like it's a little bit of blue cloud, but I think it's going to be raining for the rest of the session. Remco has been held up by Team 12 a little bit through the first chicane. Second chicane even, sorry. But if it does stay wet, I'd be tipping Remco for a good qualifying session here. It does like the wet weather. I mean, no surprises, everybody's out on intermediate time. Aaron's wheel isn't working yet, he's just had a PRP. Oh. Good for you, Aaron. Wake up, hashtag Team Panda's Revenge. I guess he's supporting Panda and Ravers. Donzo and Peatman, hashtag Team Ravers already. Got an apple in the chat, which is nice to see him back. Been a while. Aaron's wheel update still not working. Okay. Might want your money back, Aaron, just a tip. There you go.
Now, I'm just looking at the list of drivers on the left hand side, and oh no, he's in there. He's just gone third. I was going to say I can't see last week's race winner, but no, he was there. He was hiding in the middle.
Yeah, we're not even seeing his name in the middle now, he's just in up top, so.
It was a very strong week last week for Mercedes. They took the 1-2. And McLaren not scoring with both drivers DNFing. Dutch tricks out of the points for the second time this season.
Complete contrast from McLaren. I don't know what happened. I mean, when I'm the highest scorer McLaren driver on a weekend, you know something's gone badly wrong. The City Porsche Aaron's going to get pole tonight.
Oh, then he's corrected himself.
Oh, where he got relegated. Right? Let's see that tomorrow's going to be a fun race. I'm not saying that Aaron holds grudges. However, Dutch has gone half a second faster than anybody currently. I mean, showing his class as a back-to-back champion, I suppose.
Now, I was going to go and see how Physics was getting on, but he's just come into the pit lane. He confessed in the chat earlier on this evening that it's his first race on a wheel.
Indeed, it seems to be that time of year where people are just getting bored, so they're going out and buying a wheel. I mean, it's nice if you can do it, but... I know someone who will not be enjoying these conditions, and that's going to be Ravers. I know he's getting used to his wheels still a little bit, but he's racing no traction in the wet, which might go against him a little bit. Another one about CJ, he's just beaten Dutch to current pole. I remember he was in Div 2 the last time we came here, and he was in the battle for first place for the majority of that race. If I remember rightly, it was a 5 or 6 car train for the lead for most of that race, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't know, I struggled to get anywhere near it.
Well, I was fighting for 16th in Div 1, so you're not missing much. Is this one of the first races? No, Tim 12 was here last week, wasn't he? Didn't have the best result. I mean, that's got my memory to task, but... Got Plexit to put it P3 behind both Ferraris. And I know you were mentioning about the last time we were at Monza. I know you briefed me before the stream. This isn't my knowledge, it's I's knowledge, just so everyone knows. That Panda had a good race, and he's currently in 4th place. And I've just seen something which I never thought I would see. Remco has crashed in wet conditions. Coming out of the second Lesmo. I had a feeling a couple of guys might have been caught out. If it's going to be a dry race, running very low wings in the wet is very dangerous. I'll figure something out.
Okay. Well, Tomo's going to out-qualify his teammate.
Indeed.
So, good showing from him at the moment. Chicken guy up in P2.
I know there was a performance race around it, and the chicken guy only lost it on penalties to Aaron. So he's another one to watch out for, isn't he? Yeah, Physics is just about to start his lap. I'm going to keep an eye on him and see how he's handling this wheel. And his headway's still parabolic there, so I would suggest to me he's on a dry setup. Smooth enough in the first chicane. More real mistake, a little bit hit on the brake in turn 1, but I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert. A little bit late on the brake, second chicane, put him wide for the right hander. But I mean, it's still a nice lap so far. Let's do both Lesmos nicely.
Now, Ascari's normally the section that catches most people out.
It is indeed. It's a very difficult corner to get right in the dry, let alone the wet.
He's done that nicely.
And he stayed away from all of the curb, which again points me towards a dry setup with very low ride height. I mean, that's just my wet weather experience, but I mean, I'm not Div1, so they could be doing something special. Only puts physics still in, though. But it is a lap on the board. I've seen a few of the guys do 3 to 4 laps, which is what you tend to do with intermediate conditions on one set of tyres, but I've seen a lot of guys do 1 lap and come back in and change tyres. And you don't get a lot of wet weather tyres, so you gotta look after them a little bit.
Well, our current championship leader currently sits in 12th position in this qualifying session. That's Zach.
I don't know if CJ's invalidated this lap, but he's on no ERS, but he's definitely flinging this Ferrari about. Crash is retired. Well, yellow flag on sector 3, is that going to be the exit of the sky? It is indeed, it's more or less halfway down the straight, so it's been a very long accident, that one.
Yep, well, we knew it would claim somebody at some point.
I mean, for everyone at home, we all wish it will happen to Aaron tomorrow, just so the championship doesn't get too still. I mean, City Porsche is expecting it to claim him tomorrow as a victim, so...
Right, so far this season we've had 5 different pole sitters. So, Zach has one to his name, Tico's got one, Bran has one, Plexits has one, and Jasper has one.
I mean, it's going to make interesting strategy for the race. I mean, everyone allowed to choose the tyres that you want to start on, unless it's wet, obviously. I mean, T4 down in 11. We expect a little bit more from him. He does usually make up a lot of ground very early on in the race. Oh, not going to ask him what wheel Aaron's using, and Pete was straight in and uses a broken through past the T150. No punches being pulled in tonight.
Well, CJ's really revving out that Ferrari motor.
I know Challenge Championship, he did a wet Bahrain which we commentated on, and CJ finished second to Remco in there, so he's not shy of these wet conditions. However, Chicken Guys put on provisional pole. How can we mention Matt cars yet? I mean, currently in 16th. I mean, he was very good on wet conditions last season in Div 2. So I'd expect a little bit more from him today. Maybe trying to get in the top 10. Tico's spinning, like in between the first chicane and the second chicane. Hopefully he doesn't get disqualified for waiting for people to get past. It happened to a few guys a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
Oh, he has run his car to get away and not rip the rear right wheel off. So Tico will be starting no higher than 11th. Got some work to do in this race. Its physics is gone. I'm not sure if that was through accident or...
Now, you mentioned earlier in the session about Tim 12 not having been here for that many races this season and probably needs a bit of an upturn in form. He's currently lying P4.
Well, for the last couple seasons, whether it be Div 2 or Div 1, he's been known as a qualifying specialist. Getting a few hours in the races, but I mean, if he can cut them out, and then he can still push for a top 5 in this championship, I reckon.
Now, we've lost CJ, there's yellow flags at Ascari. And his car looks like it's just pulled off, so he's given up on his qualifying session.
That says he's fully hopped the second chicane, and I think he's validated that lap for the no ERS. Matt Gau's come up the line, can he improve on 16th? He does, he goes to 12th. And with enough ERS to go for another lap. You couldn't have a yellow flag in every sector, so that's good. Oh, Rivers is round between the first chicane and the second chicane. That's going to bring an end to his qualifying session, I believe, and put him in 19th for the race. Gondy's coming to pit lane, so he's starting 18th. Physics, but a bad qualifying for him. First time on a wheel puts him 17th.
So we've got Dutch and Zach both coming to the line together.
Zach improves to go 7, and Dutch improves to go 3rd. Chicken guy going through a Ascari. Nice and neat.
Tim's in Parabolica.
We have Panda coming to Parabolica as well. Or it might be one of his last races on a pad. Chicken guy crosses the line but does not improve. We pandered out. Stays 4th.
Plexit is at Parabolica and he's behind Bran. Last week's pole sitter goes P9 and Plexit takes pole.
Plexit's goes 4th. Obviously looking at right or wrong from last week. Got Blue Phoenix in the chat again. How's it going, guys? Pretty well, I think, Will. Will's are not qualifying in wet conditions, so all good. Oh, however, I do need a drink, so I shall get one.
So with that, Plexits becomes our first double pole sitter for this season. Chicken guy with a fantastic P2. CJ starting P3, so he'll be happy with that. He's out qualified his Ferrari teammate, who lines up 4th. Panda with a good session, lining up 5th. Tim 12 in 6th. Zach in 7th alongside Ox. Brown in 9th, and Tomo rounds out the top 10. Then we've got Remco, T-Code, Matt Cause, Cress, Jesper, Cat, Co-Andy and Raver's Revenge at the back.
I reckon there's going to be a few people not quite happy with that qualifying and how it worked out for them. Especially Remco. I mean, I'm flabbergasted that he's crashed the car in a wet qualifying session.
Flabbergasted, have you been talking to Aaron about putting certain words into the stream?
Well,
That sounds like one of those bets.
For the last 3 days, people have been saying that I've been using elongated words, so I don't know. Maybe I took a knock to the head that I'm not aware of. I know. Well, formation lap is looking dry, but very cloudy. Oh. I'm interested to see what tyres people are starting on.
Yep, well, let's check that out now.
Cool. It looks fairly varied at the moment.
Yeah, well, Cat's the only man that's gone for the medium tyre.
Well, I know from previous existence in FTRL that both Academies and Naplos in the chat have both done attempted a no-stop round here when it has rained in the race. So, it's Felix and Co-Andy have been disqualified from the formation lap at turn 1, so they're going to have very cold tyres at the start of this race. I expect to see Academies warming those tyres ferociously because those medium tyres are going to be stone cold for the first couple of laps. Yeah, I've just been on board with Lex. It looks like he's fully starting to get to grips with his new wheel.
Academies was certainly trying to warm those tyres up, like you say, ferociously. So ferociously, in fact, he ended up in the grass.
Oh.
Won't have done him much good.
Not really. Oh, he's been disqualified from the session.
That's definitely not going to do him any good.
As a chicken guy. Hmm. As a Sox. As a Tomo.
And Jesper.
I think.
Are they being done for too slow? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Will it be that many? I mean, even for FTRL, this is looking like a record for disqualifications on a formation lap.
Not seen since the days of onto the podium at Bahrain.
Yeah, he got me disqualified that day.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
Right, well, Plexitz is going to have a very interesting start to this race. He's got 2 Ferraris lining up just behind him. He's going to have to go this alone with his teammate down in 17th as the lights come on.
I wonder if Chicken Guy's going to struggle. Cold tyres.
We're away in Italy. Looks like the front row got a fairly decent start. Chicken Guy's going to have to defend the inside for turn 1. Oh, and there's a Sauber comes steaming up the inside there. That was Tim.
Zach's got a 10-second penalty. Dutch has got a 5-second stop though. Co-Andy, in avoiding all the action, had to go far to the inside and got about 9 places, but had to give all of them back. So Cat's got a 5-second stop over, ignoring a yellow flag.
Well, I think the stewards are going to be busy tonight.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not one of them.
So, in all of that, the 2 Ferraris got ahead of Chicken Guy.
Panda's fighting with Tim, side by side. Side by side in the Scary doesn't usually work, but Panda's going to try on the outside, but Tim defends the inside line.
Two Red Bulls running very close from Ascari. Brand's coming under pressure from Tico. Tico's up the inside at Parabolica.
Oh, Jesper's run wide and Remco's snuck up the inside.
Tico tucks back in behind.
Oxox was overtaking a chicken guy at the turn one.
Oh, Brand's outbroken himself and Tico sneaks through.
I know Aaron's a fan of Oxox and I'm beginning to believe in this resurgence he's having. Recently he's found some form and he's currently in 4th place. Matt Cause got past Jesper now and Jesper's pulled off to the side of the road. Its physics is pitted, so he must have got some damage. Now I wonder if Jesper thought he... Oh, physics is... I don't know if he's left the session or he's lagged out. I wonder if Jesper's found out he was lagging, because he did have a red connection. And if he just pulled over to let everyone go through everyone's race. He's up running alright now.
They're 3 wide down towards Parabolica. That's Cat, Cress and Zach. Zach down in 15th place at the moment.
Zach has to do a comeback drive again, but not the first time this season, but with a 10-second penalty it's going to be difficult tonight. Whether that gets looked at by the stewards, I'm not sure. Panda's trying to go around the outside of Tim 12.
Cress is up the inside of Catamise.
There wasn't much space given. Panda's still going on with his move.
Going around Curva Grande side by side.
Please, you know that corner names because I don't. Panda makes a mistake.
So, the top 8 are on super soft tyres apart from the man in P3. Dutch Tricks playing the long game once again.
And both Ferraris are in a very good position for this race. I mean, you've got CJ pushing to try and catch flex hits, but you've got Dutch on a different strategy. So they're not going to have to double stack in the pits. Tico's overtaking Tomo somewhere near Ascari. Oh, it's up to Ravers. Ravers is backwards coming out of Ascari. We know he struggled with Ascari on pad, and it appears it's claimed him again on wheel. But he didn't get a penalty, so he still can get a point for a no penalty race.
Right, Tomo's coming back at Tico down towards the first chicane. Tico drifting it through there, but it was effective. Now the two Toro Rossos have taken each other off. They've taken
Tomo,
Brand with them.
Matt Cause, all involved in that. Brand's got massive front wing damage from that.
I mean, I think we're quite lucky that no one retired from that incident, because they went in there at a fair whack.
Remco appears to have all of his front wing. I'm trying to have a look at Tomo. It looks like Tomo might have a little bit of front wing damage on the right hand side, but
I was going to say the left side looks okay.
And Matt Cause, I think Matt Cause has got front left damage. He does, he's missing a wing end plate. So even though Matt Cause has got the highest position out of the cars that are involved in that battle, he has picked up wing damage, so that's not going to help him tonight. Peteman obviously enjoying the crash. Whoa! Smash!
What a difference a week makes for Bran. Flying high last week. It's just not working out for him this week.
Team Mercedes in general currently, 12th and 17th. First and second last week. So we've got a Boat in the chat. Also got a Reagan on front. Right in the pit lane, obviously, with that front wing damage.
Zach taking a look at Crest to the second chicane. Zach's through.
Well, Plexit is currently pulling away from CJ. Oh, CJ had a massive wiggle through a Scary. I don't know how he caught that. Allowed Dutch to get inside DRS range. Now, if you're the Ferrari team principal, what do? Do you allow CJ to push and allow Dutch to just sit in the slipstream and save some ERS? Or do you tell him to switch? Or I don't know. Is it too early in the season for team orders? I don't know. I don't know much really, but oh, CJ is, I think that's the first person to pick up a 3-second time penalty, but besides the obvious ones at turn 1. See, a few times this season with CJ picking up penalties. I don't know if he's not as comfortable in Div 1 as he was in Div 2, or... But Panda is 14th man chicken guy now. Chicken guy had that great qualifying, but Panda's looking racy.
Oh, Chris has gone straight on the second Lesmo.
He has, but Matt Cause has gone very slowly at the same point.
And Matt Cause is retired.
Matt Cause has just retired the car is still going. So, I don't know if there's been a collision there. I wouldn't guess we'll find out in the chat fairly soon, because Matt Cause is fairly vocal. Well, Matt Cause has left the session, is that going to cause a safety car? No.
So it depends where his car ends up.
Well, I think the yellow flag's gone now.
The two Ferraris have switched.
Yeah, and CJ's in no ERS, so he's not fighting Dutch. He's got to easily try to go on inside the second chicane, but he's being a good teammate and is holding third place. I mean, if Ferrari can get second and third here today, or even first and wherever CJ finishes. Basically, Anthony Davidson and pointing out the obvious.
I mean, if they can hold station as they are, that's 32 points, which is currently 31 more than Mercedes are scoring.
It is. Right, currently 32 more because Zach has a 10-second penalty. But I mean, we would expect it to be taken away, but so in the meantime, Panda has got past Chicken Guy and is chasing down Oxox. But we mentioned Oxox having a resurgence. Has all this talk of a wheel given Panda a resurgence? Kawandi is in DRS range of Cat now.
Yep, the closest two cars we've got on track at the moment. Andy, with the use of DRS, puts himself in front of the Force India down to turn 1.
This Catamari's going to fight it though. He's going on the outside trying the Vettel manoeuvre, where Alonso squeezes him up the grass. Obviously, Kawandi's just a nice person, and Alonso.
Cat's got the place back. Yep. Oh, Raver's Revenge making his way past Physics' ghost car.
I thought it was a very close battle. I didn't think Ravers would insert himself into Physics. quite so early in the race, but I mean it's giving him DRS, so can't really see much for Rivers to grab into in this race unless he is a safety car or he's going for a point or not getting a penalty. The Dutch has gone deep in the brakes in the first chicane and CJ is right on the back of the team now.
I was going to say, his two Ferraris have got awfully close again, and CJ's going by.
Pulled wide.
While all that's going on, Plexits has checked out to the volume of 3.5 seconds out in front.
Kawandi's on the back of Cat again, doing the same manoeuvre in reverse. Oh, they both leave each other space, plenty of respect shown, and Kawandi grabs the place where he lost the place the previous lap. Will Katami be able to stay close enough to be able to utilise DRS? After the second leg, we'll into Ascari. Don't believe he's going to be able to pull a move from this far back. I've seen Katami pull some
interesting manoeuvres
moves at Monza. I seem to remember him pulling one on you on the last corner of the last lap.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun for me because I got a podium out of it, but I don't think it was very fun for you.
Yeah, I got up out of my chair and walked away while my car still had forward momentum, and it drove into a pit wall and retired.
Nice. Well, Kawandi survived the onslaught of the DRS on the main straight, but Katami is still looking quite racy. You got Crest coming on the back of these two. I don't know if he's got wing damage. I can't tell what's happened to that right hand side of that wing. I think it's alright. In the meantime, the two Ferraris have switched positions again. Which is now back in front of CJ. I don't know if one's using the RS one lap while the other one saves and then the switch, and after that, oh, Plexit is in pit lane. That is Oxox. Banda.
Yep, so a lot of the super soft runners coming in then.
Tim. Plexit goes out on the soft, but Jesper is going on his outside of turn 1, is he? No.
Gets out just ahead of Jesper.
Plexit's going to put in 7th place, but he does have a full ERS bar, so he's going to probably utilise that this lap.
He's got a full ERS bar and a bit of clean track in front of him.
Yeah. To try and neutralise the overcut that you guys are going to have on him. Interestingly, Oxox and Panda have come out on the medium tyre. I didn't think it was that tight on tyres at Monza, but I mean obviously you can push a bit harder at the end of the race on the medium. Differentiating strategies tonight, which is nice to see. CJ's hitting the pitch on the 10th flat, 11th flat on the supers. So.
Well, Dutch, knowing that Plexit's pit last time around, he's trying to push. He's running most of the lap in mode 3.
Plexit's come down pit lane, he's gone past pit lane, and CJ's still there. So Plexit has got an undercut. He did have 3 seconds now.
Have you seen what CJ's just come out with?
Yeah, he's been tagged into turn 1 by Cat.
Yeah, he came out right alongside the Cat Crest Co-Andy battle.
This is not what CJ wants for his strategy. But if he takes his time, gets past Cat in the DRS zone, shouldn't hold him up too much.
I was going to say, he's going to take a couple of corners to get his tyres up to temp.
Okay, Cat is on 11 lap old harder tyres, so he should be able to get past him fairly easily, you would think. However, it is Catamaze and he does usually fight for every position, which he's entitled to.
Oh, CJ's gone to the inside for a Ascari.
But CJ's driver puts his hand up in the air rather than having a hand on the steering wheel to turn the steering wheel, so...
He survived, and that's allowed Crest to get alongside Cat on the exit of Ascari down to Parabolica.
Crest and Cat are still side by side.
Crest's ahead.
But what's going to happen to CJ with DRS now? Is Crest going to be able to catch him? If Crest catches him and passes him at the turn 1, CJ will be having a very long race. He's trying it on the outside. CJ doesn't give him all the room in the world, but he doesn't need to. Allows Cat to get back through. So now you would anticipate CJ beginning to pull away from Cat now that he's survived a couple of DRS zones. And he's got, what, a 3.5 second gap just in front that he's able to push into. Whereas Cat will have to worry about Crest and very soon Co-Andy. But in the meantime, Plexit did have a 3-second gap to push into. He's got that down to 1.6. He is chasing down Remco at an incredible pace so far. Co-Andy's trying to go on the outside of Crest in a Parabolica. Plexit sets fastest lap to prove my point, and he's pushing very hard to try and close that gap. Jesper's in pit lane. The longest driver out on the super soft with 13 laps.
So CJ's lost 3.5 seconds to Plexit through the pit stop window.
Crest and Co-Andy side by side through the chicane. Crest has got back through. Plexit is currently 17.7 seconds behind Dutch and closing. But he's now in DRS range of Remco. Now I would anticipate Plexit and Remco being in a party together, and I know these sometimes are for races, so... However, a thought has just come into my mind. With Dutch going on to the softer compound you anticipate at this point, will he be able to get fastest lap, and will we for the first time this season, I think in Div 1, see the fastest lap point being awarded?
Oh, Zach's in the pit.
Zach's gone for the medium tyre.
Plexit is past Remco.
Intriguing. I didn't anticipate Zach to go on the medium tyre when he started on the soft. I mean, everybody else on the fresh supers went 10 or 11 laps, so only tight, but with lighter fuel, what do you expect to make to the end from roundabout here?
Oh, look, Ox is in traffic now. He's behind Co-Andy. He's got Panda not too far behind.
The Haas is looking very quick in a straight line, but go on a different strategy, doesn't hold Ox up, run his own race.
Ox's next target is his teammate.
He's in pit lane. But he does have a 5-second stop to serve. Dutch is on the super soft tyre. Remco in pit lane. So Dutch has gone supers, you expect Remco to go supers because Remco is usually very good on his tyre wear. Yeah, Remco is supers. Has Zach made a slight error in strategy here? I don't want to say it too soon, but then we've got Cress is pitted, so Ox has got past his teammate. He's got 5th place. I'd expect Dutch to try and catch his teammate, but I can't see him being able to catch Plexits unless Plexits has an error. I mean, what? Maybe like 15 seconds?
I mean, I'm fairly sure that Dutch will be asking for those 5 seconds back from the stewards.
I would think so, but then he's still got 10 seconds to catch, which... I mean, even though Dutch is back to back, Plexits isn't exactly slow. I'll take away the pit lane, I want to guess everyone on the supers.
Yeah, I mean, unless Plexits makes a horrendous error.
I mean, it did happen last week. So, it can be done. But you wouldn't anticipate it happening.
There's a lot of cars side by side at turn 1. That's Panda Chicken Guy and Cat making a nuisance of himself, still not pitted yet.
Panda's trying to go around the outside of Chicken Guy, but he's found Cat right where he wants to be on the road.
Well, oh no!
Panda's clipped the curb! Oh! Panda's spinning car was collected by Tomo, and Panda's unfairly, in my opinion, making a
yeah, I was going to say, I think that's a bit harsh.
There wasn't really that much he could do with his car completely out of control.
Well, Remco goes by his wounded teammate. Chicken Guy, I think, has front left wing damage out of that.
Yeah, there's definitely an end plate missing there. If you compare it to Crest, there's a lot of wing missing there. Dutch does set fastest lap. Yeah, Cat is finally in on those medium tyres. I mean, he's in, Panda's in, Tomo's in. So, I mean, Panda and Tomo are side by side in pit lane on my screen, so... Luckily Panda at the closest pit, otherwise I don't know what was going to happen in pit lane. We've still got Tim closing on Chicken Guy with that front wing damage now, and Remco is half a second behind him, and Zach is up to 9th place now.
Remco's just got past Zach through Curva Grande as Brand nicks the fastest lap. Down in 16th, so that would prevent the point being awarded.
It would. This is fastest lap point might need tweaking for next season, I think. It's just me looking at it, but it's not appearing right currently. I mean, it hasn't been awarded all season in Div 1, so... I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I think Zach's run of 3rd places may come to an end.
Well, it came to an end last week, he finished 2nd.
Oh, right, okay. He's run a podium, and let's go with that. There you go.
We'll go with that one works.
Chicken guy losing out to Remco and Tim 12.
Yeah, Remco almost had 2 positions then. But Tim's just fended him off.
Zach trying to pull a move on Chicken Guy. Yeah, Chicken Guy with a very wounded car, I think now. Doesn't put up too much of a fight. He's definitely missing them plate on the left. I think he's got some slight damage on the right as well. But if you stay down now, you'd anticipate him trying to go at the end. And he's got 9 seconds, no 8 seconds to gesture. It's difficult to hold on to that front wing damage.
Dutch has reeled his teammate in. He's within DRS range.
He has, but with him going that quickly, has he taken the best out of these tyres already?
Remco wide at Parabolica.
I saw Remco wide at Ascari. I don't know if he's struggling with dirty air. I mean, it can be a quite bad factor around here with very low wings. No, Remco going for a switch back, but gets on the curb a little bit too much. We're still going to try it around the outside. No, Tim 12 not leaving all the room in the world.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go the full Alonso and Vettel.
Yeah, 2 wheels in the grass. And then 4 wheels in the grass next a lot, so that was fun. So.
Right, are we going to see a switch between the red cars?
No, I mean, basically CJ's practically the Leclerc at this point, and Dutch's Vettel trying to get past him, so they're going to wave him through, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Dutch has just taken like 7 tenths out of CJ this lap.
I'm not trying to insinuate that Dutch is past it, far from it, unlike Vettel. Yeah, CJ pulls aside, lets his faster teammate through. But I think if CJ can keep hold of this, he'll be happy with 3rd, but Tico is beginning to close in now as well. Remco's got past Tim 12 with DRS, and that Toro Rosso does not look slow in a straight line.
I think that probably explains why we saw him retire in qualifying. He's probably running a very low wing setup. Yeah.
And even with his magical wet weather skills, just could not keep it on the track in the wet weather. Cress has just got past Jesper for the last points player position. So Cress is now trying to catch his very wounded Renault teammate. I haven't seen many penalties for... I don't think I've seen any penalties for Ravers yet, so he might be unlikely to get a point.
I really hope you haven't just cursed him.
I probably have, I usually do with Ravers. Not Zach got a penalty, I can't blame for that one. But Remco has pulled out enough to get out of DRS range from Tim, so we would anticipate Zach having to go down this front straight, but he's on a medium tyre. But Tim 12 was on very warm soft tyres. Jesper hasn't totally fallen away from Crest just yet. Could have seen him put a fight up for this last point position. I mean, with Crest's tyres, I mean, we've seen him had a puncture on the last lap before in races. So Tico is 1.5 seconds in the last 2 to 3 laps on CJ. So the battle of this podium position is not done yet, and I know CJ has at least 1 3-second penalty. think Tico might have won as well.
Yeah.
However, my memory is very bad and I can't remember.
I don't know what the 3-second penalty situation's like between the first and second cars, but Dutch is closing Plexits, and if he can get that within 5 seconds, he'll definitely be appealing to the stewards at the end of this race over that lap 1, turn 1 incident.
It's going to get to the stage where Dutch's tyres are about to drop off the left. It's going to be the same after 12 laps on a soft tyre. I mean, he's one of the few guys to try the supers, the softs. I mean, obviously Dutch did it the other way around, but a lot of guys go for the medium tyre. Remco is now caught with the back of Oxox. Remco putting on those supers towards the end of the race is definitely giving him a new lease of life in this race.
Brand's just gone around the outside of Tomo in the first chicane to promote himself up to P14. Good move.
It's a difficult one to pull off on the outside, but with the second corner being a left-handed, it does give you the inside if you can make it stick. You're going to be very good at spotting your braking point.
Remco's caught onto the back of Ox now.
Not looking good for Williams today with Panda in 16th and Ravens in 17th. I think Panda's got a couple of penalties, so it's down to Ravens to score a point today, I think. Remco's squeaking past Ox, but Ox trying to go do the same what Brand did. Trigger on the outside. A little bit of contact. Remco holds on.
Yeah, the extra grip in those super soft tyres just gave him the traction out of turn 2.
Are we going to see Alonso Vettel again in this race? No. Is it going to be Ricciardo? No. Remco just holds on. So you'd think with those softer tyres, unless they die off soon, he should be able to pull away from Ox. And Zach is right at the back of Tim 12 now. His medium tyres might be coming into their own now. There's only been 9 laps on them and Tim's on 13 on the soft.
Yeah, the thing is, Zach's been about that distance behind Tim for the last 3 or 4 laps.
Right, it's down to 2/10 now with that DRS zone. Preston's got past Chicken. I'm going to guess that was a team order with Chicken having this massive front wing damage he's got. Can he hold on to 10th with a 3-second gap to Jesper for a couple of laps to go? Oh, I believe CJ might actually lost that 3rd place now.
We've lost Cat.
Want to guess up to the Scary? It is.
So it
Lost the rear right wheel.
It said sector 3, so.
Oh! I've got on board with Panda and he's done the exact same thing. I don't know how he caught that.
Dutch is. That gap between Plexits and Dutch just went from 7 seconds to 5.8.
So Zach is half a second behind Tim, but they are both catching Oxox. So we have a 3-car train now for 6th place. Well, it's physics ghost cars pitted for a new front wing. I don't know when that happened. But Team McLaren having a mare as the ghost cars can't even drive up. I think Zach has the pace over Tim, but Tim is now getting the slipstream and DRS off Ox. Is Zach going to make a move into turn 1?
He's up the inside. Tim squeezes him.
Switchback. Switchback's being attempted. No, it's very difficult to get traction out of that chicane. Again, Tim not leaving all the room in the world, but
I mean, that looks a little naughty from Tim.
It did look like it pulled left after the Zach was
I mean,
alongside.
I was going to say, Zach did have his front wheel next to Tim's rear wheel.
And you mentioned a move that Brand pulled on Tomo a couple of laps ago. I don't believe Tomo was very happy with that because he's still half a second behind. He's going to try and get him back towards the end of his race, I think. Might be for nothing less than pride,
Well,
but...
the race leaders are on to the final lap.
And it's 5.2. Could this race be decided in the steward's room? These Oxoff can be able to hold on to 6th place.
Zach's still not able to find a way past Tim.
Dutch just clipped the gravel coming up the second chicane. He's pushing.
Tico's pushing as well. He can almost touch CJ.
Gap is extended 5.5. I mean, Plexus is weaving in a straight line. He doesn't want to do that because the gap will come down in a straight line if you're weaving.
Tico's alongside CJ going down towards Parabolica. He's on the outside.
Oh, just not enough. Quick run outside of Parabolica.
So Plexus takes the win, Dutch Trick second, CJ holds third. Tico fourth. This battle over P6 isn't done yet.
Zach going to try to switch back on the last part of Parabolica. Oh, Tim sideways. Tim holds on and Zach with his 10-second penalty. Will it drop him? It does, it drops him the
Cress jumps 2 to 7th.
Zach drops to 10th, Zach drops to 11th, 12th. I'm going to guess Zach will have to appeal that 10-second penalty.
I was going to say, that order that we're seeing, it probably going to change again. But that'll be down to the stewards to decide.
Under the last car across the start finish line. 15, not a happy day from Dean Williams.
But not a bad day at the office for the Ferrari team.
No, I think they'll be quite pleased with that. I believe it's their first double podium this season.
Yep.
That's one of the best invite them to the party.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And once again, a driver outside the top 10 takes the fastest lap.
How did Brad keep it?
He held on to it 21 flat. Bran, Tomo and Ravers will pick up an extra point for a penalty free race.
Got Pete mentioning hashtag Team Stewards. He knows where to go, doesn't he? Blue finish with GG's and Goy Carp saying well played CJ. CJ joins the party.
Thank you.
Goy Carp sporting team Ferrari, as usual.
Some good points today.
Double podium for Ferrari. At Monza.
Oh yeah, bloody hell. but they'll be tuning in thinking, how do we do that for the actual race?
Got Dutch now just waiting on Plexit.
Finally some good points, EJ.
Easy.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up?
GG.
Right, well, we've got our 3 podium drivers in the chat, so we'll get cracking. Plexits, pole and win.
Yep.
Pretty dominant weekend for you. Well, evening for you.
Yeah, it was good. I nailed everything, to be fair. So, I was really pleased with that.
I think you needed that after the disappointment of last week's race, which we won't go into, but
Yeah.
yeah, massively strong result for you tonight. The only thing missing was a fastest lap, but
I mean, yeah,
with
if I would've
the
been
way
in
the tyre strategy worked out,
Yeah.
it was always going to be a tough ask, that one.
Yep. No, but it
Um,
was good. I mean, I saw the wet quali, I thought, fuck. I didn't practice in wet conditions, so...
Yeah, well, me and
I thought,
Pagani
oh,
were
well,
both.
the-
Me and Pagani both
Yeah.
said in commentary, we're glad we're not qualifying in that, because we
but
imagine that a lot of you would have been on dry setups during that session.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I saw it was dry for the race, so I was happy with that. And I just put on the dry setup, and only put 2 front wing instead of 1, just to give me a little more extra downforce. Yeah, it worked out in the end. Got pole position.
So Mercedes didn't have the best of evenings, so you'll have made up a little bit of ground on them.
Mm-hmm.
And with Singapore being the next track, do you think you can eat into their lead anymore? I mean, how's Singapore for you as an individual?
I mean, it used to be good, but like the last few weeks, I don't know. Every time I drive there, I don't really feel like that confident around there, and that's what you kind of need around the street circuit. So, I guess I'm gonna have to practice for that one.
Yeah, well, you are indeed. So, well done tonight. Focus on next week, and
I will. Thank you very much.
we might speak to you again next week.
Yep.
Just gonna say hashtag Tim McLaren. You know, representing.
Yeah, for sure.
No, we're gonna talk Team Ferrari. That probably wasn't the smartest idea, but. Nah, Dutch P2 today. What
Once
happened
again,
at turn 1? A
Yeah,
lot
I
of people
saw-
got penalties.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw a Mercedes coming down the inside. I saw no one behind me, and then the red dot. I saw someone, and they all collided with each other, and I had to cut the corner and got a 5 seconds to go for it. A little bit harsh, but yeah. Don't know what happened actually, and I tried to avoid, and there was everything I could do. Let CJ back through because he was in front of me, so I thought fair play to him, and that was all, in my opinion.
We saw a little bit of team tactics from Ferrari today, like real life Ferrari, I suppose. But was it nice to have your teammate up there backing you up today?
Yeah, especially as for the constructors, it's very important for those points. And I knew when I was in front, he was on the super soft, so he had probably more pace than me. But after all, I lost a little bit of time to black sits because the super soft was going off, and then he let me back through. So it was some fair play to him.
We saw you go with the alternative strategy. Most of them around you today. Was that just you wanted to be quicker at the end of the race, or?
No, I thought everyone would have done that. So yeah, I thought that was the fastest strategy overall, and yeah, just unfortunate that I had that 5 seconds stop go, because with that you lose around 6 seconds in the pit lane, and it would have been a close battle with Plexus, I think.
I think in the end of the race it was 5.2 you finished behind Plexit, so
Yeah,
it would
shame
have
you
been,
lose more than 5 seconds in those pit stops.
it would have definitely been close, but I mean you can't be too disheartened with P2. I mean
No.
You seem to be collecting them this season.
Yeah. 2 times. It's coming to be too much.
Don't tell Goy that, or I'll give you another name. So, um, as I'm going to say, the team leader for Ferrari. I mean, no offense to anybody. I mean, obviously, a 2-time champion, you're going to be up there. How do you see things working out for your Div 2 teammates tomorrow?
Yeah, Goy, is he racing or not?
I don't believe so. I think he has work.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
a big
Aaron
shame.
fall back on.
Yeah, Aaron is very dominant this season, so I hope he gets those pole and the win. So we get some good points from the Div 2 side and closing the gap to Mercedes.
Well, congrats on the P2, and no doubt we'll be seeing you again in Singapore. So.
Thank you, man.
So, CJ, congratulations on your first Division 1 podium. How you feeling?
It feels good. I like it back up here. It's nice. No, it's been a while, but it's just one of them. I think Div 2 went well. Div 1 went extremely badly. So I'm glad to finally get back on the podium and get some good haul of points again.
I was to say, what's been the main, sort of issue you've had in Div 1? Is it just adapting to the change in pace, or what do you think you've struggled with the most?
The pace is obviously stronger. Where I've struggled the most this season has got to be qualifying. I've just not managed to set the time that I've got the potential to set, sort of thing. So it's been letting me down, setting further back in the field, and obviously you got a lot more people around the same pace as you, so it's difficult. You get into battles that, like last year, I didn't get into hardly any. When you think about it, I was mostly running at the front, so it's all been a bit different. So yeah, learn from my mistakes, and luckily today went better.
Well, Pagani alluded to the sort of Constructors' Championship and doing the quick maths before everything's all set in stone after Stewart's findings and what have you. It looks like you've just gained 10 points on Team McLaren, and I think significantly more on Mercedes. I think you might have just taken 32 points out of them.
Ah, nice, they were a good 80
as it
ahead.
stands.
They got a good start.
Yeah.
So it's good to take a chunk. I mean, today, like for instance, there was no point in holding up Dutch. He knew he had a bit more pace. He was on a different tyres at the start, but I let him back through because if he could get a chance to get Plexits, then all means I didn't have the pace for those two today. But I'm glad I had something. I think the wet weather sort of gave me a chance today in the qualifying with the dry setup. It was quite good. But other than that, I think the race could have gone much better than it did, other than the first corner incident, which seemed a bit busy, a lot going on.
Yeah, what was your view of that? How did you see turn one?
Well, I think someone came diving down the outside, hit sort of chicken guy in front of me, I believe, and obviously he then went into the apex of the corner, so there was no chance of me getting to it as well. So I just sort of took to the escape chicane, and so did Dutch. Dutch let me back through, which is fair play, thank you very much. And like I said, we just got on with it, but I'm not too sure, I didn't see it. I'd have to take a look on the video so you can see who's done it, because I have no idea.
I mean, even I got hit by that turn one incident. I was like, what?
Yeah, you get to see the two arrows coming quite quickly, don't you?
Something, but...
Well, he takes it around, but he's probably dive bombed from Div 2.
Yeah, coming late from last week. Now, just quickly, from your pit stop, CJ, you emerged on the track alongside a group of cars that were 3 wide down towards turn 1. Did you see that cluster of dots coming down the straight and think, oh my god?
Yes, I was just thinking, please get out, please get out, please get out. You know, when you obviously hit the pit switch off to get the traction down, it just wheel spinned up, and I was just thinking, please make that corner before everyone else. You just don't want to be held up behind that group of cars. But luckily, I mean, Cat gave me a bit of a hard time going around those bends together, but he gave me a bit of breathing spoon when we got to Ascari, so fair play to that. And I made it through in the end, didn't get too held up too badly.
Yeah, Cat can be a tough customer when you're fighting him for position.
Definitely, it was
especially at Monza.
on the limit.
All right. Well, how do you normally go around Singapore? I mean, you've taken a P3 this week, so that must give you a little bit of a boost in confidence looking to next week. So, what do you think you can manage around Singapore?
Yeah, I mean, I've been suffering a lot from nerves and stuff like that, so it's good to have a good few points behind me again to not worry too much about things as much as I was before. But Singapore, I know I've not really done a lot of practice around there, but it seems like it could be a good one. I mean, you got the walls, you got the chance of getting some points through people's mistakes. So as long as you keep it on the track and avoid penalties and such malarkey, then you're off to a good result, I hope. So that's the plan anyway. Get some practice in between now and then, and see how we go.
Well, good job tonight, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And I wish all three of you the best for next week.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you. Good luck for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
yeah, you know what's coming, Pagani.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we move on to Singapore next week, we've got the small matter of Div2 taking on Monza tomorrow night. So after tonight's cracking race, we're sure we'll get more of the same. So join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Div2 action.